Hello, it's Jack and welcome back to Car Mechanic 2021. Look at these two beauties here. Don't get too excited, this is the next video, so stay tuned. These are two Nissans from the DLC pack, Nissan DLC pack for 2021 Car Mechanic. Nice, eh? I'm not going to give you too much there right now. I've got another surprise for you in here. And the first surprise for me is that freaking radio's on again. Get off. Alright, what we have here is another story order 3 I believe. This is a Vallsen something or other, Vallsen 2040 is it? Yeah, it's not a Vallsen is it? It's a Volvo, let's face it, it's a Volvo 240, yeah? 1993, I think it's the last year they made this model, to be fair. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a bigger engine, or at least it's got more horsepower than the original. The original I think had 114, this has got 126. So anyway, doesn't matter. Let's get onto the story. Let's see what the damage is. So, good morning. Hello, young man. Please help me. I set off on a ride and my car stopped working. It just shut down suddenly. Fortunately, some good young men towed me to your workshop. Oh, very good young men. Indeed. If it weren't for them, I'd rather not go into it. What? Alright, well, don't then. Please see what you can do. Get it up and running. I have no idea what could have happened. Usually everything was working just fine after a 6-month break. Okay. Things have gone rusty then, have they? Thanks for setting up a workshop here in the middle of nowhere, and this place in nowhere is going to be called Sleepyville. In the meantime, please allow me to use the restroom. I'll see you soon. Use the restroom? You'll be lucky, mate. Can't even open the freaking door. Anyway, so this is the main stuff. Alternator, belt tensioner, cam gear, all that stuff. Ignition wires. Oh, wow, it's a lot. Relays. Oh, relays. Oh, I get to show you the relays. Spark plugs. Okay, well everything's actually identified, which is pretty good. So there's no parts that are not discovered. Change oil, that's easy enough. Other tasks, yeah, of course, why not? It's Car Mechanic 2021, and we just have to do everything with the fluids, don't we? That's just the way it is. But do I need to drop the oil? I mean, in the first instance, am I taking anything off here that's going to be? Nah, it's all outside of the car. No dodgy pistons or anything to fix or anything like that. Well, I mean, this is really straightforward. I mean, this is just a bit of a coin, making some coin, isn't it? I mean, there's nothing there that's going to be a challenge, I don't think. But let's crack on anyway and just get everything done and dusted. So if we get all the parts ready and everything, then we can crack on. So let's get this baby up on the old lifter. I think it's probably going to be a bit of a long-winded one, this one, but in saying that, we should be able to get it sorted pretty easily. Now, let's just get back to the old shopping list. Alternator, belt tensioner, cam gear. Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight as much as I can, just add the this lot to the, the old shopping list. Probably the quickest way to do it. You've seen this before, I'm sure, if you're new to the channel or new to Car Mechanic. Then you just basically click everything that you want to find on the car. I mean, obviously some of this is really easy where it lies, but by clicking on those, as in marking them, what happens is when you go into the actual fixing the car itself, so we go into fix mode, yeah, everything's highlighted for you, which is really good. You could do this on 2018 as well. Just the shopping list now is a little bit easier. So to get on the shopping list, you just basically click X and add it to the old shopping list. It's really that straightforward. But what I'm not going to bore you with all that. I'm going to get everything in the shopping list, and we're going to come back and we're going to fix as much as we can. And maybe I'll cut some of it out because some of it's not that exciting, to be fair. So, that old video magic editing stuff. I'll see you shortly. Give me a sec. Okay, we're back in the room. Everything's done. Shopping list is full. We're ready to get everything replaced on this car that needs doing. It's not going to be the most exciting repair, to be fair, so I'm going to skip a lot of this because you've seen a lot of this before in previous videos. So it's just going to be some of the basics. I mean, I don't think there's anything on here that's going to be troublesome to do, to be fair. I mean, let me just have a quick look at the list of what we've got in there. Clutch release bearing, that's a good one to do. I can certainly showcase this clutch release bearing. Then I'll skip along a little bit and then we can cut to the end cards and see how much we're going to make for this. So, clutch release bearing, excuse me, obviously that's on the gearbox, so we need to get this this old one up in the air. Just a thing, we haven't given our customer a name, but I did notice, look at the number plate, Grandad Grandad 5, I guess. So he's obviously an older gentleman, so we're going to call him Mr Parker. And we're going to fix Mr Parker's car up for him. Now, first thing we need to do here is actually move the starter motor, and in some cases you can move it from above, or you have to move it from below, as you do this one. So starter motor's off, and then we need the clutch release bearing coming out, so we've got to take off this drive shaft. These can be a bit tricky depending on how close you are to it. Sometimes you can't reach the back nuts. The back nuts. What are they? What's all that about then? And whilst we're here, we can take off the oil filter, but we've not drained the oil, have we? I don't think. So we'll probably do that as well whilst we're under the car, and then that should be, I think, nearly all the job's done. Well, let me just do that now. Let me just get the old oil drain under there, and then we can get it all nice and cleaned up. Be nice to get another car lifter, that's for sure. Alright, was there anything in there? Oh, there was indeed. And we're going to have to drain some of the other fluids as well, because I think we've got to replace the radiator as well. So obviously that's going to need to be fluids when we get back up top. Right, where are we? So this should be able to come off now, nice and easily. Okay, let's just put that new oil filter on there. It's the I4. There we go. What is the minimum repair on this actually? 75%. Okay. So drive shaft is off. Then all we need to do now is get to that release bearing. It's a nice new gearbox, isn't it? Goodness me. So yeah, this just comes off, and there's about 4 different parts behind this gearbox. But the one we want is actually sitting just here. So that's the clutch release bearing. So we'll just rip that off. Hello, what's up with you? Why are you not doing it? What's going on with this? Huh? Am I missing something here? Just bear with me. Okay, I think we may have found a bit of a bug there. I think I've figured it out. I had it highlighted. So go back here. I had the clutch plate and the clutch release bearing. I had them highlighted to identify them as the parts, just so I could show you what we're doing. And then, okay, it's just maybe it was just the colour. I just couldn't see it. Anyway, there's no bug. Forget it. Alright, just forget it. I know what I'm talking about now. Okay. And then we need to remove this. This is a nice simple job. It really is. A little boring maybe. And then we just oh, that was that's the clutch plate that needs to come out, and then we just need to put the new ones back in. Did I miss something here? Oh, I didn't get a clutch plate. Can you believe that? Only one I missed. Okay. I thought I could have sworn I bought the clutch plate. Anyway, clutch up here somewhere. Clutch pressure plate. Clutch plate. This is the one. 85. I don't need another one. No, just need the one. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's get this on. Nice and easy. And again, like I said, this is not a very exciting build, to be fair. I mean, there's not much in it, is there really? So there we go. But I will show you a couple of things. If you've not watched the previous videos, I'm just going to show you just a couple of good ones. There you go. So it doesn't highlight too much. So just something you should be aware of. It doesn't always highlight it in the green colour when it's marked as identified as one of the ones you need to repair. That's easy enough. Shove this back on. Good old drive shaft. And they were rear wheel drive. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Rear wheel drive on the 1993 240 Volvo. So it is pretty close to the mark on what it was in real life, IRL as they say these days. Okay, so I'm just going to show you something which caught me out the other day actually, and I don't know if it's actually new in 2021. I don't remember seeing it in 2018, but I'm just going to show you something with these spark plugs, because I think, oh, it's actually 4 spark plugs that need to be replaced, isn't it, on this one anyway. But let me just bring this down. Let's see if we've got anything that... Okay, so for example, let's just say, for example, we had to replace just one of the spark plugs. Okay, it has to be... if you buy a new one, okay, so all the other 3 are good, and then you replace the old one, let's say the old one was at 10% or whatever, you've got to put the new one back in where the 10% was. Yeah, I did not know that. just so you know. And you know what I forgot to do? Of course you did. You forgot the starter motor. We're not going to mess around with that now. In fact, I should have done everything. We've got the fuel tank as well to do. Okay, next what I'm going to show you is basically this radiator. If I take off this radiator without getting rid of all the fluids, I'm going to get a fine of 50 credits. So simple. We just go into here, we pick up our little tool here, and then we just suck out all that coolant. Yep, so then we can actually remove the radiator. Nice easy job. Put the new radiator back, and there is no fine. So just something to be aware of. You know, it's simple once you know, but when you don't know, you don't know, obviously. Let's just do the fuse box real quick. That shouldn't take too long either. Nice and simple. This is obviously one of the new features in 2021. We didn't have the fuse box in 2018. And again, I mean, for what it's worth, it's so simple. It's untrue. I mean, yeah, remove them, shove them back in. I mean, it adds a lot of realism, I guess. Nice aesthetics as well, but I mean, it's not really difficult to troubleshoot, is it? Be nice if each of these fuses actually controls something different on the car, like windscreen wipers or something, and you know, like it does in the real life. Okay, so I'm going to crack on with the rest of this, and then we're going to come back and we'll just see how much money we're actually going to earn on this pretty simple job. I am back. Not quite finished. Just something I wanted to show you actually. Crankshaft pulley, right? Just replacing the crankshaft pulley. It's at 69%. Okay. So I haven't bought a new one. You might as well. Why is that, Jack? Because you need to fix up to 75%. And this is where you can get caught out. And I've showcased this in other videos on 2021. That if it's not on the list, do not replace it. Yeah. Pretty simple. So although this is below the 75. It's not on the list to be replaced, so put back the one you took off. Otherwise, you could, you know, confuse yourself and think, oh, I've got to get all these different parts, spend a fortune on the parts, and you're not going to get paid for them. You know, yeah, it's nice that you're putting brand new parts back onto Mr. Parker's car, but you're not making any coin on it. So, you know, don't get caught out by that. It's not always that obvious. You see, I can't put that back on. I have to put it back on the lifter to get up. Get that starter in there. Okay, let's get the 7-time battery. No, don't worry, I've got 2 of those. Maybe I bought 2 by accident. I don't know. But anyway, not to worry, not to worry. So yes, just serpentine belt. Let's put that one on. And I think that's all looking pretty good, pretty good. If you find it difficult sometimes move around in here, you know, you can just take the radiator out, or you know, move some of the bits and pieces out. I know you might think it looks a bit confusing with all these things highlighted. I was just doing it to showcase how easy it is, if you like, to find the bits if you do it this way. Generally, I don't really do. I don't really think I need to do that anymore in most cases. So yeah, it's only for this this vid really. Okay, so this needs to come off. There's no oil in the car. Then we have a little bit of a sticky one there. I still really enjoy the graphics on this new release of 2021. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, it looks pretty darn real, doesn't it? Okay, so it's only the spark plugs. Why did I take that off? Just remind me why I took that off again. Just remind me, just real quick. Jack, why did you take that off, mate? Did that, yeah, fuel pump, fine. You didn't really need to do that, did you? Because it's spark plugs, my friend, it's spark plugs. You're wasting people's time now, come on, lad. Get these back on. Yeah, you know what, that's me going on and running off on a tangent and talking to myself, or hopefully you guys as well, if you're still here. I can completely understand if you decide to leave by now, because this is not the most exciting video in the world, but there you go. If you're still around, I do appreciate it. Okay, let's get these HT leads off, or they call them the wires. And I think we need to replace the wires as well. I think they're a bit shot. So, but we've got them all. We've bought them all. Remember what I told you? If you've only got one spark to replace, you know, it's got to be the one. You got to put the right one back in the hole where the knackered one came out of. Obviously, if it's just one, it doesn't make much difference, but you know, you have to take them all out to get to maybe the camshaft or something, and then you don't know which ones went back in which order. I know this one you don't have to with the camshaft, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Okay, so that's all that done. Put these wires back on, and then we should be good. And then, real quick, I shall finish off the rest of the jobs, and then we'll be back in a jiffy, I believe. Okay, we're nearly done. Just got to put the oil in the car, and then we should be good to get this back to Mr Parker and see how much coin he's going to pay us. Remember the golden rule when you're filling up the fluids? Oh, I get sick of filling up these fluids, I kid you not. It's count to 7 when it goes down, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just to prove it, that it's nearly always, in fact it's always bang on the money, you've got to be able to find the dipstick first of all, obviously, which I'm having some difficulty. There we go, it's on this side of the engine, and you'll see when that can't set, it's always like bang on, you know, just below max, just where you want it, just where you want it. Okay, so let's have a quick look. We've got all that done, there's nothing red there. Did the oil, other tasks, all done, all done. So let's just have a quick look at what we did. A good job. That's what we did, my friends. A good job. Let's give it back to Mr. Parker. How much money, Mr. Parker? 2,618. Well, that is not bad at all. So, yeah, you could argue it's an extremely boring job. It's not that much of an exciting video, but I didn't want to skip it in this series of the story mode, did I? You know, I had to do 1, 2, and 3, and then 4, 5, and all the rest of it. If I'd missed out 3, you know, it would have been a bit discontinued, wouldn't it? Anyway, so we've got 2,600. Did we get any skill points? I had 1 skill point before. I've still got 1 skill point. I've got a bit more money, so I could maybe buy some other bits and pieces. But you know what? Right now, like I said before, I don't need the fuel pressure meter. You can check that real quick. 3 items, yeah. Fuel pump, fuel filter, fuel filter, or the fuel tank. Anyway, just before we sign off, or rather I sign off. Next episode that is not going to be a story mode or story order will be on these bad boys. These are the Nissan DLCs, and these are customer cars. Nissan GTR. Really, really nice. But I'll do a full showcase on these when I do the episode where I'm fixing these up. I haven't looked at what needs fixing. I just got them because I thought, you know what, the Nissans. I've got the Nissan DLC. I want to make sure that I can fix them up and show you guys what the Nissan DLC is all about and what you get for your money, basically. Anyway, that's me back in the office, and it's time for Jack, I believe, to go home, grab a cold beer, and maybe a plate of chips. So thank you once again for sticking along this long. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for listening. And Jack's out.